Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far, and I am having an amazing day because I have had the absolute privilege and honour of trying out this stunning new Lotus set from Sonia G. I forgot one, there's another one over here. It's a great start. I am the biggest fan of Sonia G brushes. I just absolutely adore them. I think they're incredible, especially for amateurs like myself. I think Sonia is just an amazing, so talented and the sweetest, kindest woman you could hope to meet. And she just puts all of those incredible qualities into her absolute passion and love for these brushes. And this set is just chef's kiss. So I want to say a massive thank you to Beautylish and Sonia G. This is just such a joy and such an honour. I feel so privileged to be able to try these brushes, and hopefully I will do my best to do them justice. I just feel very undeserving of this, so thank you so much. It's made my whole year. So I'm going to be taking you through each of the brushes. These brushes are going to be launching on Beautylish tomorrow, the 14th of July at 10 AM PT, which I have checked, and apparently that's 6 PM UK time. So my advice would be to click the link in my description box and sign up for updates, but I wouldn't even wait. I wouldn't wait for the email to go out. I would just sit on that link at like 10 to 10 or 10 to 6 PM if you're UK based and refresh that page, because these are limited edition, and I mean, look at them. These are not going to be hanging about, are they? So the set will be $215 US, and you can only buy these from Beautylish. Beautylish generally does free shipping on products that are as expensive as that, and they include all taxes at checkout. So there will be nothing else to pay if you're ordering from the UK on import. You won't get stung with another charge. What you'll pay at checkout is what you will pay. And roughly it's going to translate as about £175, including all the taxes and everything. So in this set, there are 6 brushes, 3 eye brushes and 3 face and cheek brushes. There is one brush, the Worker brush, that is an existing brush in her permanent collection. 2 of her best-selling brushes which have been tweaked especially for this collection. So that is the cheek brush and the Worker brush. And then there are 3 totally new brushes. So we have the base brush, this is the foundation brush in the collection. We have the soft definer, which is this diddy little number, and then we have this funky looking little devil called the detail brush. So those are the 3 totally new for this collection. We have one which is a re-promoted brush, and then we have 2 that are existing brushes, but they've got some differences specifically for this collection. So I'm going to be using each of these brushes today, showing you how they perform and what I think of each of them individually and as a set, whether I think they're worth picking up, whether I think they're worth the money, and showing you some comparisons to the brushes that I already own and what I think about this set versus some of the others that I've tried from the brand. So let's dive into the information and the demos on these brushes. So first of all, let's have a look at these brand new handles inspired by the stunning lotus flower. And depending on the light, the brush looks either more purple or more pink or more white. Ombre is absolutely stunning, and it has that grain texture to it to resemble the flower, and there's little flecks of glitter. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So as I'm holding this one, let's start off with the big daddy of the collection, the base brush. So this is a mix of natural and synthetic hair, and it actually has the same mix as her previous release from the Fusion collection, her foundation brush from the Fusion collection. It's the same mixture of bristles, but obviously a very unique, gorgeous shape. So I use this today for my foundation and also for my cream contour. So let's start off with foundation. I don't want to say necessarily skeptical, but I certainly trust Sonia, and I know she knows far better than me what will work and the shapes for brushes. But this is a very different shape for me. I've never used a brush that is shaped like this for my foundation before. This looks like a sort of similar brush that I've had for contour before, but certainly not for foundation. But oh my goodness, I was very pleasantly surprised. I have loved the Fusion foundation brush, it's just instantly become my absolute favorite. It applies so smoothly and evenly, and I'm finding myself using about half the amount of foundation I have previously, and this brush is exactly the same as you would expect with those bristles. And the shape of this brush meant I was more easily than ever before able to get around my eyebrows. I was almost able to carve out my eyebrows, get right around the corners of my nose and my jawline, like so easily. And also when taking foundation down my neck, because my neck is much lighter than my body, and blending down my neck was absolute dream, like so easy. The shape is so clever, and the shape of this brush also makes it very, very versatile, because you can use this for cream contour as I did today. So let's have a look at that. This is the perfect shape for a cream contour, as well as actually any liquid or cream blush, and even liquid or cream highlight I think would apply beautifully with this brush. So it's giving you so many options in just the one brush, which I think this whole set, it's perfect in that respect. It's going to really multitask and give you lots and lots of options with only the one brush. So perfect for traveling, perfect for someone who only wants to have one small collection of brushes, one small set of brushes that does everything they need it to do. This is going to be very effective at that. I actually made a bit of a mistake because I forgot that this had contour on it and started sort of using it below where my contour should go, and all I did is I just dipped it back in some more foundation, was able to carve out my contour with it. So it's just absolutely beautiful and perfect for laying down any and every cream and liquid product. It was just a dream to use. So let's move on to the cheek brush. So this is a natural hair brush. It can be used with powder or cream, and it's for use with blush, highlight, contour, bronzer, essentially anything for the cheeks. It's a very versatile little number because of its beautifully small but not too small size, and it's very fluffy quality. In comparison to the cheek brush that I have from the Pro collection, it's much fluffier and lighter, and therefore really, really good at buffing bronzer around the forehead and things like that. It's just a really light, fluffy application, so it's not going to lay down too much, and it's just ideal for bronzer. I found this really easy and just really glides lightly over the skin without moving anything. It's not going to disturb anything underneath. It's absolutely beautiful, and the perfect shape and size for bronzer if you want to keep your bronzer in a more specific placement and not go too wild. Next up we have the detail brush, which is super interesting to me because of its pretty unique little shape. I don't have anything like this from Sonia G, so I was very excited to use this, and it is quite teeny tiny, which I wasn't really expecting. I thought it would be bigger, but that makes it perfect for its purpose. So this is natural hair, dyed natural hair, and the intended use of this one is blush, contour, highlight, basically smaller placement of the products that you might apply with your cheek. It's probably a little too small possibly for bronzer, but if you wanted to keep your bronzer in a more precise area or a more smaller detail with your bronzer, you don't want it all over your face coming in too far, then you could certainly use this for that. I just found it very, very easy and versatile when it came to laying down a light natural wash of product. When I used it for blush, it was just so foolproof and idiot proof, which I'm definitely an idiot when it comes to blush, and I love to lay way too much down and then have to resolve the issue. This is never going to put too much product down on your face. It's so light and airy, and it just picks up the lightest little wash, and you can build as much or as little as you want. And it was so natural applying the highlight. I actually accidentally went in with my blush before highlight when I usually go the other way around to make sure it's super blended, but this was just so natural in its application of the highlight that you really couldn't see where the blush and highlight met, because it just laid everything down like a dream. It blended for me, which is what I love about Sonia's brushes. They just do all the work for you, and if you're a bit haphazard with makeup and a bit heavy-handed like I am, they are just going to save you every time you do your makeup. And now for the eye brushes. So first off we have the worker brush. So this is again a natural hair brush for use with eyeshadow and also concealer, and it can be used with powder or cream. So again, a really versatile little brush that you could take with you for travel. So I used it for the eyeshadow in my crease today, my Pat McGrath little quad there, and again it's quite firm for an eyeshadow like a blending brush, so I wasn't really sure how this would go, but it just blended out in about half the time that it usually takes me. I was able to pack on a lot of product but then very easily blend it out, and that was quite a surprise for me. I thought it was going to not necessarily be ideal for the crease and for blending eyeshadow out, just because it was quite dense and firmer than what I usually use to go through the crease with my sort of first laid down eyeshadow. It really did decrease the amount of time that it actually took me to do that, which I'm always a big fan of. And next we have the Builder. So this again is a natural haired brush for use with eyeshadow and can be used with powder or creams. And as you can see, I laid down my lid shades with this one today, and I also use this to do some detailed highlight in the inner corners and on my brow arch. You can see where this would be absolutely perfect because it's just beautifully flat and it has a very precise tip to it that is going to be ideal for getting right into the crease, doing cut creases, or just really precise lid shades. If you had hooded eyes like me, this really was easy to use without sort of dragging my eye skin all over the place, which can be an issue for me. It was with my hooded eyes, but this laid down and picked up the perfect amount of shadow. It created a lot less fallout because everything, the brush just holds everything really beautifully and lays it down rather than it sort of lightly picking stuff up that then flies everywhere. A really beautiful brush, and it will be, if you're a big cream shadow fan, this is going to apply them absolutely beautifully. And last but not least, the Definer brush. So this is a natural haired brush designed for use with powders only and for eyeshadow. I also use this actually today for the highlight down the bridge of my nose, and I think it would also make a very good little nose contour brush if that's how you want to use it. But today I used this on my under eye area with my shadow. It's just the perfect shape and size for under there. Super gentle, applies the perfect amount. You could also use this for very strong detail in the crease if you want to deepen up the crease on your eyeshadow, or on the upper lash line as well as a bit of a softer liner effect. But yeah, on the lower lash line, absolutely perfect. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on each of the brushes and how I got on using them to apply my makeup today. The thing that I think is the most useful to know about these brushes is I very much feel that you could buy this set and never need another makeup brush. I did my entire face today with these brushes, and I didn't really feel like I used one other brush, and it was the Detail Pro, which I used just to set my concealer under my eyes. That was the only other brush I used today. So I just think for most people, this set, and actually I probably could have used the worker brush to do that if I'd wanted, or even maybe the detail brush to do that. It's just a sort of larger version, but a very similar kind of feel to the brush and how the density and everything. So you could have used this and then I wouldn't have needed another brush, but literally face and eyes are covered for most people in this set. So, you know, if you're trying to condense your number of brushes, or you're thinking about picking up your first ever Sonia G set, this is the perfect set for a beginner, for a new to Sonia G, new to the brand person who wants, which set should I start with? Absolutely this one, because it's the only set really that Sonia has where you've got a foundation, a liquid and a cream brush that will do all your base liquid and creams. You've got eyeshadows, you've got all of your cheek brushes that you need, and it's this stunning, this absolute beautiful handles. They're just absolutely gorgeous. It's very, very tricky, I feel, to have pinks and purples look so sophisticated and really represent a gorgeous flower like the lotus flower in nature, that is just so pretty and gentle and sophisticated and subtle. For that to translate into brush handles, I don't even know how she's done that, but it's just, they're gorgeous, and they'd be such a standout on your dresser that I think this would be the perfect set to start off with if you're thinking of diving into Sonia G, because you're going to get to try everything: cheek, face, base, cream, eyeshadow, all in one set, and it's just so perfectly put together. together. It's so versatile. You would never need another brush. So I think that's who this will really suit, is someone who wants the most versatile collection that will do everything and not have to then buy more brushes on top of that. Biggest surprise for me was the base brush. I just didn't know how this shape would work applying foundation, but it really allows you to smooth it on and get around all of the edges and things like eyebrows and noses and around the jawline and all of those places, and just how easy it was to apply cream contour, which I'm definitely not a pro at, was really a treat to me. I just really was surprised at how amazing that one was. So I did compare the two cheek brushes in my demo of this one, and they definitely are different. So the cheek brush, it feels much, well, not much, a little firmer and a little denser, whereas the cheek brush in this Lotus set is much fluffier and lighter, which gives you a fluffier and lighter application. So I use this as my favorite blush brush, and it's perfect for blush. But this one, it gives you that versatility that you can use it with a bronzer as well, because it has that lighter application. You're not going to lay down too much or be too precise with your bronzer. It's just going to allow you to have a gradual application and build up. As far as the differences between these two base products, so this one from the Fusion series, obviously completely different shapes. This one has that flat edge and this has that gloriously different, unique sort of contoured shape. They both apply foundation exactly the same. They pick up less product, they distribute it very, very easily and quickly with no brush strokes, very easily blended out, and gives you a completely flawless, even finish to your foundation. They both do it beautifully. The only difference, same bristles, the only difference is the shape. I find this one really easy to get around brows and things like that, and this one, the Fusion series, I guess would be less suited to things like cream contour, cream blush, just because the shape has a larger surface area. And this little diddy one, so this is the detail brush. Really, again, surprising. I've never applied blush and highlight with a brush that looks like this. It's kind of the most similar that I have in my collection from Sonia is the Detail Pro, but they are very different, as you can see, different in size and shape. But I could see that this one would, I use this solely to set my concealer areas, and it's just a perfect brush for doing that. This one is obviously much lighter, but would certainly serve that purpose as well, of setting very lightly your under eye area, which, less product there is better. So I think it would suit that purpose very well as well. So if you want to see lots more comparisons with these brushes and Sonia's existing brushes, and also brushes from other brands, Sonia has the most amazing blog post really breaking down every single brush and its purpose much better than I ever could here. But hopefully this video has been helpful if you're thinking of picking these up and you're interested in buying these and wondering whether you can use them, how you will use them, whether you need them if you have a lot of other Sonia brushes. I think this is such a special little set, and the really special unique thing about it is how comprehensive it is in only 6 brushes, that it gives you everything that you could need to do a full eye and face. Is the ideal for someone like me who doesn't want to have 300 brushes. This would be all you would need for the majority of people. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye.